Hello everybody! So in this video we're going to go over our next writing assignment. So here we have it. I'll just start reading. This is the 5th writing exercise. Not much to say about this one, just more of the same. Hope you are doing something in your life to improve your abilities and skills. July 3rd, 2024, writing exercise number 5. Here is the next installment of the writing exercise. As per the previous assignments, the key with this exercise and the fact that I need to maintain throughout the time period is to keep moving forward. I will be using the backspace key to fix any spelling errors, but we'll try to just move forward. The trick with this is movement, movement, movement. Always transmit at this point, just to get the avenues of thought open and limbered to the point where ideas have the ability to flow. The flow of thought is somewhat like a river. If you get a log jam or an obstruction of some sort, then nothing can get through. To compare ideas to ships, you may want to send your best vessels down the river, but if there is an obstruction, then nothing can get through. Better to send out the ugly, tired, and battered wreckers to clear the jam. Then the passageways are clear and ready for goodly ships to pass through. Don't despise the process of clearing the mind. Do you despise the work of exercise? That would be ridiculous. Exercise, stretching, sleep, good nutrition, these necessary facets of life are absolutely essential, yet you will receive no kudos for having taken care of them. There are foundational parts of life that require constant and unwavering attention. This is one of those aspects of what it means to be human, the flow of thought and controlling where it goes. You must pay attention to where the mind is traveling and become acquainted with the flow of attention. This is ultimately what this exercise is attempting to emulate. It is the mental equivalent of a practice that I have seen displayed by practitioners of the permaculture movement. The philosophy is very simple, yet every interaction that man has with his environment should be engineered in such a way that it mimics the natural flow of processes and functions. The principle is most clearly observed in the farming and land management sectors. Planting a vegetable garden is accomplished by using the plants that are already suited to the environment. The total health of the growing system is taken into consideration, and the efforts on the part of the human are towards the adherence to the natural method. This principle only works if the individual spends a good amount of time in observing the state of things. The rhythm and cycle of the environment must be considered before any outside involvement changes the landscape of the current environment. In many other disciplines, this process is a standard practice. The first step is to watch and observe. I find it difficult to put the practice of observation into practice on myself. It could be that one of the most difficult things to accomplish is to treat your own patterns in an unbiased manner. Once you become self-aware, you are immediately judging your actions and patterns, and constantly attempting to adjust and refine. That's not a bad thing. It is good to try and be the best version of yourself, but at a certain point, how can you change if you don't have a clear picture of your baseline? That is one of my struggles. I want to become better, but have no clear direction in which I am pointing. I don't think that I am unique in this experience, but I can only tell my perspective. Others will have to tell their story. I find it interesting that I can write for a certain amount of time, and then it seems as if the mind grows weary of a thought and wants to change. That phenomenon has just occurred. I probably could time how long my ability to focus is maintained and tie it to some standard theories of attention and the psychology of learning, but that must happen for another time. Right now, it is just a matter of letting the mind wander where it will and attempting to document its path. All paths are valuable to at least be aware of. Not all are worth taking. Okay, what to talk about now? I'm starting to blank out. There are so many subjects to discuss, and I would love to follow any number of paths, but there is a sudden blank wall that is thrown up, and the path suddenly becomes misty and shrouded. I don't know exactly if that is caused by my lack of practice, or if the pattern of thought is unique to my type of mind and has to be taken into consideration. As of right now, I believe that the latter explanation is the correct one. I will continue to pursue this idea that the one thing that is essential to success is the act of practice. Ah, the elusive word, practice. What does it mean to practice? I am most familiar with the action of practice in two areas, music and exercise. I have pursued the action of practice for many hours. Here are some things that I have learned. The first thing to remember when practicing is to have no preconceived notion of where you should be. You should not be impatient with the current state of your knowledge or skill. This impatience and false idea of perceived achievement or ability will cloud and obscure any efforts to grow and expand your abilities. The frustration will get in your way and produce friction. Not good. The second thing to remember is to measure your efforts by some clear and perceivable metric. What do I mean by this? I mean that a standard that you are very comfortable with and understand completely should be used as the ruler of the practice. The most basic standard that I can think of is time. Time is objective. It stands apart from the practitioner. Time can be easily measured and quantified. There can be clear limits on time. For instance, this exercise is being measured by time, and time only right now. I write purely by the clock. Once the timer elapses, I'm done. Many exercises and practices can be governed by the standard of time. The third thing that is necessary to maintaining a good practice is adherence to the principle of consistency. Consistency in effort is always more productive and allows for faster growth than focus on quality. The first step towards quality is consistency. Did you show up every day? If the answer to this question is no, then there can be no probing of the quality. Get the consistency clear. Well, the clock is showing me that I am almost out of time. This has been a good practice session. This concludes the writing exercise. I hope that you have a great day and make good strides in whatever areas you desire mastery. Take care. Bye.